I think, yeah, this is the very first pitch. Now, if this is not a fastball, then I'm not sure something's going on here. I just took it for granted this was a fastball. So, I want you to see that I'm going to tell you a whole lot of things. And don't get all upset. One thing will just lead to another, leads to another, leads to another. So it's like I'm going to point out a lot of things, and if it sounds like you got to start over from scratch, forget that. It's not nearly that bad. Okay. One of the things every action creates another action, and we want everything to go towards home plate. So if you were to shoot a gun, the bullet would go one way, and the percussion would go the opposite way. It wouldn't go around in a corner, it wouldn't go up, it wouldn't go down. So we want everything to stay between two block walls, and we want everything to stay level. When I get done here, I'm going to turn the lights on, and I will have I'll have you watch me, and I'll show you some of this stuff. So kind of like buzz through this, check me out, and then come back and maybe you can see what I'm talking about. We're always trying to, the difference between a great pitcher and an awesome pitcher is very little. So I pride myself in finding out and pinpointing these little things, and if the student wants to go for it to be the best that she can be, then she can. If whatever, we might be talking just a couple miles an hour if we add all these things together, but it's like, is it worth it? So here's what we're going to do. You start out like this. You got your ball in your glove already halfway held up here, and your first motion you make is up. So now you just lifted your glove and the weight and the ball up. One of the weakest parts of the female body is the lower back. So if you take 5 pounds of sugar out there where you got it there, or back here where you have it now, it's for sure going to seem to weigh more out here. Also, that kind of pulls you forward if you see how your body leans. You were like right here, and now as you lean, now you're there. Okay, we want to get going, but there's other ways of getting going besides leaning forwards. Now you've got this way above your head. And I know we're supposed to hide the ball, and I teach 5 or 6 pitches and only 2 grips, so I really don't care if you see the ball or not. In fact, I'll even tell you what grip, and then you pick out which one of the 3 pitches that we're going to throw. Right now you've bent over at the waist, and you've got the ball and glove way up high, and we've bent over, like I said, and now we're going to go forward, and everything that goes up must come down. So we started up, and now we're going to go down. Okay, so now we're going to have to go back up again. So if you see your height here, now you just went up. And now we've got your glove up here again, and all your momentum, real high step here. It's even higher than your knee. I disagree with that. We want to stay low to the ground. Some people teach step up on a box. I disagree with that. We want to stay low to the ground. But this is all our energy right now is headed up. Hold on, I'm going to get a tissue. You sit down. So this is going to pull you up. And if you also notice, if we go back here, we just keep right on going up higher yet. But now you're way up there. Your foot here, if you see how you come down on this one, your heel is the first thing to touch. Now, later on when I see you pitch inside the gym and stuff, it's not the same. Your toe does come down first, so I'm not quite sure which you do in a game. Also, if you look at this back foot, it's laying down sideways. Your knee's not made to bend that way, either is your ankle. So we've got some pressure here, but part of that is because we went up, we have to come back down. When we come back down like this, like for the back foot, I would recommend that your heel stays off the ground and only the toe touches the ground and does a banana towards home plate. It's not heel to toe, it is toe to heel. Your toe should land at a 45, and if you see this, you're straight towards. If not, you're a little bit even what is it, duck? Opposite of pigeon toed? But anyway, your toe is a little bit more towards first base than it is there. So what you're doing right here is you're actually turning your body and without the aid of your back foot. So your back foot right now is acting like a drag. Now, like I said, if this is not a fastball, then I'm way off base here for some of this stuff, because if it was a curveball, you do drag your back foot heavy like that, but not lay it down like that, and we still wouldn't want to go up and down. But anyway, if your foot comes out at a 45, a little bit like pigeon-toed 45 degrees, then the push from the back leg towards home plate will help you bring your hips around and square up, and you would pivot out of this. And I'll try to remember to show you that later on there. Let's go back and I jump around here, so try to put it all together. We want every good pitcher gets to Superwoman, and Superwoman is to when you get the glove there, but straight out, but also the ball. And so your timing is headed up, like that would be Superwoman, but the energy is going up rather than towards you. We want to open and close motion to be the most efficient and the safest. And there again, we're talking splitting hairs here, but it's not nearly as bad. If you put this all together, it's not nearly as bad as what you might be thinking right now. We want to go from Superwoman to 9 o'clock. We want to open and close and stay in between two block walls, or another way I put this is a cactus, one on both sides. So anyway, we'll talk about the 9 o'clock position. Now there's a kind of a 9 o'clock right there, but the glove is way off to the side. Rick, you told me she didn't do that. But when you see it in slow motion, it's really a lot different. The back foot goes off to the side because you were laid down right here, so your kick is up towards first base or towards the dugout on first base. So that's because your glove is pulling down. When you pull down like this, that forces the leg back up. We would like to have this momentum going towards home plate. We're still not quite square. And there's that figure 4 that I really do not believe in at all. A lot of people teach it there again. If you notice too, the hand is upside down right now. So what we did was we snapped, and I'll show you this when we get out there, and the elbow's away from the rib cage. The farther the elbow gets away from the rib cage, the more easy it is for injury. So elbow always wants to stay close to rib cage. Straight arm is not good, but then now we end up with hello elbow like we were talking on the phone, Rick. And if you notice here, the right foot went ahead to the left. The only way you can let the right foot go ahead of your left is if you lock up your left knee, the stride leg. There again, we're talking righties. Now right here, you will see that when you come down heel or toe, it doesn't really matter, but here's your figure 4. But right now you're in the process of locking up your knee. Right now, I call it kind of pole vault. The pressure when you lock up this knee really puts pressure on that lower left back. Right now too, if we were to have you from the side, we'd notice that your nose is in front of your belly button. So therefore, you're got your weight going forward, and this arm going straight out with a figure 4 coming this way and a locked up left knee is going to want you or allow you to walk through your pitch and let that right foot go ahead of the left. Now what I compare that to is like slamming on the brakes. If you would, Kelly, if you put a ball beside you in the car or a Coke can, set it on the seat beside you, if you would come up and slam on the brakes really hard, that Coke would go flying forward, that ball would go flying forward. But if you just come up, we call it a California stop. You just come up, you look both ways, you don't really come to a dead stop, and then you just keep going, then that's not going to help you propel the ball. Right here at this spot right here at the release point, we want to be slamming on that brakes right here and getting rid of that ball. And also you won't lock up your left knee. And we're talking a lot of, about 1/3 more stress on the left knee and the ankle that's necessary. Also, when you walk through your pitch with your arm outstretched like that, that really pulls on the left side of your back. Let's see. I'm going to kind of ramble on here. Let's go to another one. That was the first pitch on the tape. This is the second pitch on the tape. And there again, I see almost exactly the same thing. Heels coming down first. It's straight. The ball is gone now, and the back foot matches the glove, so we got momentum going this way. We could get, and your hips are also sideways. Now this position right here, how should I say it? Tends to be an easy position to throw a rise ball, a drop, and a changeup. This favors that pitch right there. However, you want a curve and you want a screwball, and we want all of our mechanics to be the same so we don't have to change them. We would really like to have back leg drive right now, closing up this hip and that shoulder, because you're still a little bit towards the third base dugout. And there again, there's that wrist turned in towards your belly button. I tell people, show somebody what time it is. You're kind of showing the dugout what time it is, instead of flipping straight up. And I'll show you this when we get done here. And if you notice too, we're talking about, I hope I remember to do this, but right here, you get short, and then we get tall. So as you're getting tall, that's what's propelling you. So you went up, down, and now by going up, your release is going up, and you're getting that by locking up that left leg. A lot of people use that going up to help you propel the ball instead of wrist snap. So a lot of people think they're snapping their wrist, and they really aren't. That's the second pitch on the tape, okay? Now let's go to, there's that third one, a walk through. Like I say, if these are fastballs, which I think they are, since I figured it was the first one you'd go to, there's that wrist turning, not quite as bad on that one. And we're getting tall, short, tall. We'll talk about it in a little while. Our front foot's this way, and our glove's off to first base, and you're going to be pulling down. So we got energy going the wrong way. So we can be a lot more efficient, and we can get momentum going a little bit more towards home plate. And I know you're very successful, and I know you're fast. And but there again, if you want to be the best that you can be, and if you mentally can handle some of these little changes that I'm going to suggest, I call them little because you probably think they're major. But if you give it a chance, give it a shot, this is what I do quite often, or all the time with people, is change their mechanics. But there again, we're talking, we got some danger areas: the left knee, the left ankle, the left side of the shoulder, the lower left side of the back with locking up that left leg. Plus, it's an inconsistency when you walk through a pitch, when your right foot passes your left, Kelly. You never know how far it's going to pass. You don't know how high your foot is going to pass over top of the other one, or how high you're going to lift it off the ground. You don't know. There's too many inconsistencies, and one thing that a pitcher has to be and wants to be, and we're always striving for, is super consistency. Now this is a drop. I just heard you say drop. Now I don't see anything different here. Everything's staying the same. Turn your wrist over pretty much like everything else. So, and then you stay out and across. Now I would take it that that's a turnover drop, and I really do like a peel drop. So here's what I'm suggesting: if you go along with this program, you will find out that your fastballs done correctly will be awesome. They'll be fast, they'll be straight, and the rotation on your balls should be 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And if you bring that ball down to the knee level, a fastball, stretch your neck a little bit, and all I'm saying there is to be a little extra tall. Keep your right foot behind your left. You should be able to throw a peel drop. If you also notice that danger area here, your right side walked through, so did the right shoulder, your hands over here, you're not in a very good fielding position. And I know everybody tells me, well, that's not the way I am in a game situation, but I'm sorry. Most people tend to go back to the way they practice or warm up. So I really like to have warm-ups rather than game situations. Well, although you can show the same thing. That's my mistake. I shouldn't really have said that. I do find that the tape in the games, you'll see that you do exactly what you warm up. Now that was another drop. Same old thing. Okay, I'm going to try to, let's go fast forward here. Now this is, I think, a curve because you just explained to your catcher. There. Now, there again, everything is identically the same. I don't see a whole lot of changes. So therefore, what I'm saying is your mechanics are pretty well exactly the same. And this was supposed to have been a curveball. Now, if you notice that your arm, your hand, whether you're throwing a drop, whether you're throwing a curve, or whether you were throwing that fastball, they all tend to be the same thing. So I would guess that if nobody said anything to you, Kelly, and they were warming up and watching the rotation of your fastball, I would think that you would see some, I call it drill bit or round spin, rather than 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock right over the top, which will automatically give you a drop ball. Also, turning this elbow out like this and walking through your pitch, like I said, the farther that elbow gets away from the rib cage, the more apt you are to injury. So I'll show you a little bit more about that when we get going here. I'm going to stop here really soon, and we'll worry about the rest of this tape later. I wanted to go inside one time. I'm going to fast forward it again. Okay, now, I don't know what pitch we're throwing here. I don't know if you stayed with it, but whatever. Everything stays pretty much the same, except I noticed right here, I see your toe go down first. And I'm not sure why that is. Maybe you can tell me why you would go toe in a gym. Although maybe, anyway, but if, this might be a little bit easier for you to see how you get short on us and then you get high. There you're short. Now you come back up almost to the line again, and now you're going to go down and back up higher than you ever were before. And although I know you're coming towards us and that might be part of it, I think if you had a side view that you would see it, that it is true. Okay, I'm going to stop at this. Let's just check that hand one time. All right, here, this is what I call hello elbow. Now that looks really good, Kelly, and when I ask people if that's what they do, almost their dads say, oh yeah, that's what she does. But then in reality, we see that we really don't do that. Your hand now is right here. It's pretty hard to see in this video, but it's actually a little bit sideways. And it's elongated. It's way out in front of you, almost straight out. Now if you are, and we'll talk about this in a minute when you see me on video, but if you do fingers up as soon as you can, fingers up as soon as you can is a guaranteed strike. So therefore you would curl a lot closer to your body and would not get that far outstretched. Hi. Okay. This is what I teach, Kelly, and like I said, we got to get you on the phone, but please just bear with me and go with it. You want your feet, I'll go through it really fast. You guys can rerun this as much as you want. There's a reason for every single part of this whole thing, and there's a positive for everything. I pointed out a lot of the negatives of the things that you were doing, so this will become real easy. It'll come real fluid. When you first try to do this, you need a really short baby step. I would say 4 to 4.5 of your feet. And it would be from the front of the rower. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4.5. And then try to do everything within that little area. And as you get better and you want to throw faster and quicker, it comes just super easy, super a lot of fun. And it's like the results that you get out of it is like, whoa. Especially if you do everything correct. Every once in a while you'll hit everything correct. And Dad will say, whoa, that was the fastest one that you've ever thrown to me. And you'll say, I wasn't even trying. And that's the whole part of this. Okay, so let's start out. First of all, the way you hold the ball and the glove. Hold the ball. All right, you want to go cross seams. Whenever I say cross seams, this is thumb on the black, long finger on the black, and you want the 4 seams going this way. So when you're on your drop ball and your fastball, the drop ball will be this way and your fastball will be turning towards you. That's 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I'm being real basic here because I don't want to be misunderstood with you guys on the phone or whatever. So from now on, all right. So we start out like this, playing with the ball on your leg. Go to your glove here. Now that's the most work I had to do. I just lifted the ball and the glove this high. That's it. Get your grip. Now you want to push out, free fall. And as you come out of this is that superwoman mode that I was talking about. The glove will be shorter than the arm, and it already started this way. And then 9 o'clock would be this way. Pull the glove down straight. This is the 2 block walls that I'm talking about right here, or cactus on both sides. Start over, because I do this to start over a lot, so you don't have to rewind maybe. All right, play with the ball. Go here, get your grip. Push out, free fall. This is what it'll look like on video, something like this. Nose stays behind your belly button this way. We don't want to do this. That cancels out when you straighten back up. You want to be going here, here, like that, okay? Here, here. Ben, would you check that and see if you get me from sideways? I'm going to do it from the front again, and I'll go back and do the sideways. Here to here, out, free fall. My nose is here, I'm staying tall. Superwoman, 9 o'clock, pull down, fingers up as soon as you can, hello elbow. Can you get this, Ben? Mm-hmm. No problem? No problem. Okay, here it is from the side. Can you still get me? How far before you can't get me? Just okay? Mm-hmm. You still get me? Okay, how far this way? Can you still get my glove? Mm-hmm. Glove? Mm-hmm. Okay. Here it is from the side. Feet apart, shoulder width apart. You're on the center of the rubber. You're not off to one side or the other. Your nose stays behind your belly button. Start here. Get your grip. Push straight out. Go back. If there's a bounce back here, if there's a fence back here, you want to try to hit that. So you get this little bounce. Yeah, your nose might go ahead a little bit, but you're really trying not to. I'm a firm believer that if we give us a little bit, give you an inch, you'll take 3. And that's exactly what happens in a lot of situations, in a lot of mechanics. The nose stays behind the belly button like this. Okay? However, if there's a little bit of rock here, you get a little bit forward, that's fine. Start here, out, here. Now you notice here too, I didn't go way up here, do all that lifting. Plus my hips and shoulders stay square. So it's here, here. Come back here, the bounce. Go to Superwoman, 9 o'clock, pull straight down. And there it is. Now if you notice here that it stays in here close. Fingers up right here, keeps you curling right here. You went something like palm out, flipped across, your wrist come out here, here you are, and that helps pull you across. There again, we'll go through it again. Forward, being part, together, out. And for the side, if you put a black magic marker across me, I would want to be going straight across and stay tall through the whole thing. Just like that. Now, like I said, play with this a little bit. If you want to do everything with like a 4.5 foot spread right here, I guarantee you the harder you throw, the more you'll want to jump towards home plate, but everything. If you notice when I start out this way, my hips and shoulders are this way, and then when I go to Superwoman, I've just turned 90 degrees, belly button towards the wall. Here, pull down. As you're pulling down, here comes the hip. Now your leg, your drive on the your back mark from your right leg should be a banana going towards home, like this. I'm going to give you a real quick little diagram here, but here, sideways, and then back down. And everything stays in between these two little block walls right here. Try that on your fastball. Try that on your drop. And I'm not sure which changeup you throw. But anyway, the grip on their fastball, the grip, I'm sorry, on your drop ball and your fastball will be this. Okay, I'm going to send this off to you. I'm going to give you one little quick diagram here. Hold on. Make sure you get this on video. Hold on. Okay, now, can you see this down here? Do I have to, how about if I move up to this one? Is that better?
Still see it.
Okay. Here's the plate. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. Here's your right foot. Here's your left foot. Like this. There's a straight line right down the center. Still see that? Mm-hmm. All the way to there too? Mm-hmm. Okay. Your drag after you're done, Kelly, should be something like this. There's your banana right here. Now, when it gets to here, it comes off the ground and ends up over here. Now that foot, right foot, never passes the left. Never. It always stays an inch or two back behind the left. So if your left foot is here, then your right foot is here. Your right foot's over here, your left foot's right there. Is that pretty plain, Beth?
It's kind of blending into the tape on.
How about if you tip the camera closer or tip it forward?
No.
Or zero in? Nothing?
No, it's the tape. It's not.
The tape? Oh, that tape? Oh, okay. Anyway, I'll draw you a little diagram and send this along with the tape so you see that. So you want to be going here, and as your head stays over top of that center line, you lock head with the catcher, your head stays straight in line, and underneath your head, your body just turns as you pitch. Now, your foot comes down at a 45. You do your banana here, and as you spin out of it, now you're in fielding position. Here. Yeah, hey guys, I reviewed that a little bit. I just want to show you one thing about it. When we start out like this, and you go through your motion, our hips and shoulders are sideways. Now they're towards this, now they're here. So what we did is we just picked up a whole lot of trunk motion. On yours, the way you were doing it, you were like here. Now you got this here. And then when you come out of it, this makes you want to go over here with that glove. Not that you can't go over there with your glove this way, but also the whole idea is to try to keep it in line this way and then come back so you get to use hips and shoulders, open and close. And as you're here, you're trying to race the pocket with the ball and try to get this. This creates torque and trunk from within here. So it's this right here. Which comes first? Hey, the more you fight the pocket, the faster the ball comes. Where it's a race between the two, and who cares what gets there first as long as we make the pitch go faster. One of the ways you can practice this walking around the house, Kelly, is just walk around here like this. Until it just comes nice and fluid. Then what you can do is throw a sock or something against the wall. And if you walk around the house a lot and do a lot of this without throwing anything, please grab something that night and throw something against the wall into a mirror or something so that you can, otherwise you'll get all goofed up. You won't know where the release point is. Also, start out this way and throw to dad and try to get that right rotation. Just here and get the right rotation. And then as you get feeling like you want to go quicker, faster, more powerful, and you're too close, start up close to dad. I'm talking 15, 16, 17, 18 feet. And as you get better at this and more liking it, and you find out that fingers up is a guaranteed strike as soon as you can, then back up. But stay close to dad. If you never get back to 40 feet for a week or two, that's fine. Just keep going, 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 and back up as fast as Dad can't handle it. But if your Dad can handle 30 feet, throw as hard as you can doing these mechanics. If Mom or brother can stand over there and watch and say, uh-oh, you forgot to do this or you forgot to do that, that's fine. But as you get better, quicker, faster, back up. But as you're learning, start up close and work your way back. On your warm-ups, you don't warm up this way and then warm up on one knee and do all these little flips and then one this, and forget all that. This is your warm-up right here. And if you can warm up like this, you're warming up all the muscle groups, you're reinforcing everything that you're doing, so therefore, as you back up, you're getting everything warm, and it's muscle memory over, just help you that much better. Okay, now I'm going to send it to you. Take care. Bye-bye. My school here. There's the curtain. We pull that curtain across to the right, and then we bat from that end. Here's the batting machine, pitching machine down here. There's where we do all the analyzations right there in the corner. This is some of my the custom-made bats that we have. I don't know how this is going to turn out. There's our bulletin board here. This is like the 9 o'clock club. If you can see the kids. There's some of the national champions that I had this year. 2 girls on the left are sisters, 10 and under, and then 16 and under, and then the girl on the right is 12 and under. I've had the 2 on the left since they were 9 and probably 5 years old. The girl on the right, she just totally changed all of her mechanics, and it's probably been 2 months, and she is just doing awesome, unbelievable. This is the position I think you should be in when I talk about dead bird. That's the position you should be in when you throw overhand. I don't know if you can see that very well. Anyway, there's my beautiful wife. There's where the catchers sit down this end. Parking lot out front. I know it's probably kind of glarish. This is my board that I keep all my girls, their speeds, where they go to school, the day they, how old they are, what the team they play for, how fast they are. The ones that have a star, they're the ones with windmills. That's their speeds. Every time they break their record, they get $1. Here's this shoe called Ringor. You might want to go to their website and check this out, Rick. The cleats are like in a circle, so it takes the wear and tear. Remember when I told you to land at a 45 and then spin out of it? I really do think that this is a good idea. I don't know the wear and tear.